Hello everyone, you're welcome to solve this nice algebra problem here, which is 2 over 3 raised to the power of x, then plus 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. This is equal to 8. So what is the value of x given that x is not equal to 0? So let's provide a solution from here so that now we have 2 over 3 raised to the power of x, then plus, now 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. This is in the form of a over b raised to the power of n, which we can express as b over a raised to the power of minus n. So applying this property, then here we have 2 over 3 raised to the power of minus x. This is equal to 8. Now, we have that a to the power of minus n, this is the same thing as 1 over a to the power of n. Now, applying this property as well, then here we have 2 over 3 raised to the power of x, then plus 1 over 2 over 3 raised to the power of x. This is equal to 8. The next step from here, we can let 2 over 3 raised to the power of x be equal to u. Substituting u, then we have here u plus 1 over u. This is equal to 8. Since u is our whole number, so this is over 1, and 8 is our whole number, so this is over 1. So the LCM here is 8. So let's multiply everything here by u, so that now we have u times u. This is u to the power of 2, then plus u and u simplifies, so plus 1. This is equal to 8 times u. This is 8u. Now, let's take 8u on the left-hand side so that we have u squared minus 8u, then plus 1. This is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation here of the form au squared plus bu, then plus c. This is equal to 0. So from this equation here, we have a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 8, and that c is equal to 1. So for u1, comma, u2, we apply the quadratic formula here, which is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything here divided by 2 times a. Now let's substitute the values of a, b, and c. Substituting the values of a, b, and c into this formula, then we have minus 8 plus or minus, we have the square root of minus 8 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, then times c, which is 1, everything here divided by 2 times 1. So here we have minus times minus 8. This is 8 plus or minus the square root of minus 8 squared. This is equal to 64. Then minus 4 times 1. This is minus 4. Everything here divided by 2. So here we have 8 plus or minus the square root of 64 minus 4. This is the square root of 60 divided by 2. So this implies that here we have 8 plus or minus the square root of 60, which we can express as 4 multiplied by 15. Everything here divided by 2. The next step is that here we have 8 plus or minus the square root of 4. This is 2. Then square root of 15. Then everything here divided by 2. Now, since in the numerator 2 is common here, so we can factor out 2 into the parentheses. Here we have 4 plus or minus the square root of 15. Cross the parentheses, everything here divided by 2. So let's simplify 2 and 2 here. so that now u1 comma u2, this is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of 15. So here we have u1 equal to 4 plus square root of 15, and we have u2 equal to 4 subtract square root of 15. Now, if you recall, we are saying that let 2 over 3 raised to the power of x be equal to u. Now, substituting, let's start with u1. So we have 2 over 3 raised to the power of x. This is equal to 4 plus square root of 15. Now, to solve for x here, then we have to introduce square roots on both sides so that we have log 2 over 3 raised to the power of x. This is equal to log. This is 4 plus square root of 15. So here we have log 2 over 3 raised to the power of x. This is in the form of log a to the power of n, which we can express as n log a. Applying this power rule property of logarithm, then log 2 over 3 to the power of x becomes x log 2 over 3. This is equal to log. Now we have 4 plus square root of 15. This is the same thing as 7.87298. Then from here, we can divide both sides by log 2 over 3. Then here we have log 2 over 3. So let's simplify here. So we have x equal to, now we have log, this is 7.87298 divided by, now we have that log 2 over 3. This is in the form of log a over b, which we can express as log a subtract log b. So applying this logarithm property, then here we have log 2 subtract log 3. Now, this follows that here we have x equal to log 7.87298. This is the same thing as we have 0.89614 divided by log 2 here, which is equal to 0.3010 subtract log 3. Log 3 is 0.4771. So here we have x equal to 0.89614 divided by, now 0.3010 minus 0.4771. This is the same thing as minus 0.1761. And this implies that the value of x here is equal to minus 5.0888. So this is the value of x. This is the value of x. You can call this one x1. So we have the value of x1. Now, if you recall, we have that 2 over 3 raised to the power of x here. This is equal to u2. Remember u2, we have that u2 here is equal to 4 minus square root of 15. So we have 4 minus square root of 15. To solve for x again here, we introduce logarithm here so that we have log 2 over 3 raised to the power of x. This is equal to log 4 minus square root of 15. So we have that log 2 over 3 raised to the power of x. We are saying this is in the form of log a to the power of n, which can be expressed as n log a. Applying this power rule property, then this is the same thing as x log 2 over 3. This is equal to log. This is the same thing as 4 minus square root of 15. Now, from here, we have that we have to divide both sides by log 2 over 3 and this side by log 2 over 3. Now let's simplify log 2 over 3 here and log 2 over 3 so that now x is equal to, we have log, this is 4, subtract square root of 15 divided by, this is now log 2 over 3. This is actually in the form of, you're saying this is in the form of log a over b, which we can express as log a subtract log b. So here we have log 2 subtract log 3. So this implies that here we have x equal to, now this is log 4 minus square root of 15. This is the same thing as 0.12702 divided by, we have here log 2 minus log 3. So here we have x is equal to, now log 0.12702, this is the same thing as minus 0.89613, then divided by, here we have log 2 minus log 3. Remember, this is 0.3010. Subtract, we have log 3, which is equal to 0.4771. Now, this implies that here we have x equal to minus 0.89613 divided by, now here we have 0.3010 minus 0.4771. This is equal to minus 0.1761. So let's simplify here. Minus and minus simplifies, so that now here we have the value of x equal to 5.0888. So this is x2. We have the value of x2. So now, since we have x1 and x2, we can be able to verify that x1, which is minus 5.0888, and x2, which is 5.0888, satisfies the equation. So let's verify from here. Now let's verify that x1 and x2 satisfies the equation. Now, if you recall, we have that 2 over 3 to the power of x, then plus 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. This should give us a value of 8. Let's start with x1 here. So we have 2 over 3. This is the same thing as 0.6667 raised to the power of, we have minus 5.0888, then plus, here we have 3 over 2. This is 1.5 raised to the power of minus 5.0888. This is supposed to give us a value of 8. Now, we have that 0.6667 raised to the power of minus 5.0888. This is the same thing as 7.87014, then plus 1.5 raised to the power of minus 5.0888. This is the same thing as 0.12703. This is supposed to be equal to 8. So if we sum these two here, we have 7.99717 here. This should be equal to 8. So if we round off here, we have 7.9. If we round off here, we have that 8 is equal to 8. And this implies that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. And this proves that x1 here satisfies the equation. So let's check x2. Remember, x2 is equal to 5.0888. So this is the value of x2. Now, substituting this back to the equation, then here we have 2 over 3. Remember, 2 over 3 raised to the power of x plus 3 over 2 raised to the power of x. This should give us a value of 8. Now, we have that 2 over 3. This is the same thing as 0.6667 here, raised to the power of 5.0888, then plus 3 over 2. This is 1.5, raised to the power of, this is 5.0888. This should give us a value of 8. Now, 0.6667 raised to the power of 5.088. This is the same thing as 0.1271. Then plus, now 1.5 raised to the power of 5.0888. This is the same thing as 7.8721, and this should be equal to 8. So now if you sum these two, that is 0.1271 plus 7.8721. This is equal to 7.99, and this is equal to 8. Remember, if you round off here, we have that 8 is equal to 8. And this proves that the left-hand side here is equal to the right-hand side. And this again proves that x2 here satisfies the equation. So kindly follow the steps, like this video, and kindly subscribe. Please like this video and kindly subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye for now.